The following is a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio. From hot dogs to cool kitties, this is Darkside of the Pooch.
Welcome back to the dark side of the Pooch. He is Dr. Rad Stewart. He's the man, the myth, the legend. You like him, you love him, you can't live without him. He brought to you by Sasquatch Toys and Comics, the fine folks down there on Citation Lane and Home, whatever, 300,000 comics. They are blowing and going. As a matter of fact, they're going to be on the television show, the starting lineup this weekend. So if you get a chance to check out some of the wonderful toys, they got Legos and everything else. They're fantastic. And of course, they bring you Dark Side of the Pooch, Rossbridge Animal Hospital.vet.net.gov.love. Whatever you want to call it, you can find them do fantastic work. Doc, what's going on, man? How are you?
Everything's good, bud. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. 9 traits of people who celebrate their pets' birthdays, according to psychologists today. Let me give that to you. You want me to give that to you again?
Yes.
Not
Sorry.
Pay attention over there. 9 traits of people who celebrate their pets' birthdays.
Okay, 9 traits of people. So, well, there's
if you celebrate your pet's birthday, do you celebrate your pet's birthdays?
We recognize it. We don't celebrate it. We recognize it. There's a difference. So you're looking for traits of people who celebrate their pet's birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. Loving. They're loving.
Loving.
There's lots of traits.
Yeah. Now let me just give these to you, man.
They are. What are they?
Well, they're playful.
Yeah.
They're playful. Pets of all shapes, stripes, and sizes can adore play. Ditto for kids. Adults sometimes forget how to do something once it comes so easily to us, but people who celebrate the birthdays of their dogs and cats haven't lost their playful ideas. So we're playful. We're highly emotionally expressive. Parties can tap into your emotional reserves, and people who throw bashes for their pets have plenty of that in the tank. People who celebrate their pets' birthdays are emotionally expressive because they're comfortable showing affection and marking meaningful moments.
Yeah.
If you've got anything on any of these things, feel free. That's spot on in it.
Well, I think emotional. This is an interesting point. As a profession, we want to have clients who see their pets as family members.
Yeah.
Because that allows us to practice the way that we want to practice, which is diagnosing and treating illnesses as they happen.
Yes.
And if you don't have a good bond with your pet and they're not basically like a member of the family, we probably will not have the opportunity to do that. Okay. No. So, and the people that do that are emotional people. They're emotional people. So you're reading this list about these 9 characteristics of people who give their pets birthdays. Okay. They're emotional. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Those same people come into our office and they're emotional. Yeah. And it can be a very emotional setting, both for the client and for the staff. So you can, if you think about, like, if you have a family member that goes into the hospital, if they have family members that love and care about them, they are probably going to be a squeaky wheel when it comes to being sure that their family members
should be. If they're not, you probably feel like, absolutely.
Exactly.
You should not be giving their pets more love than they do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know how you guys are. You're extremely good with pets, and I mean, you're fantastic. So
we are looking for those emotional people. Like that's who we want to provide service to. But emotional people are emotional people.
Yeah. Birthdays are for sentimental people. Time for reflection, trips down memory lane, including pet birthdays. Dr. Schiff, who's a nationally renowned pet veterinarian, shares that people who mark their pets' birthdays value memories and milestones, and they even get gotcha days. You know what a gotcha day is?
Yeah, that's when they're adopted.
I actually celebrate a couple gotcha days in April with my 2 boys. They're naturally nurturing. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Dr. Schiff reports that pet celebrating types enjoy nurturing and caregiving roles. Celebrating a pet's birthday mirrors the instinct to care for and prioritize another being.
All of these characteristics so far are characteristics of my wife.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Relationship oriented. They reveal that people who mark their dogs and cats milestones value relationships with their pets, in all likelihood with people as well.
Yeah.
They're creative. It takes some creativity, outside the box thinking to celebrate a pet. So they have to be creative. They're mindful. Sounds like a really nice person. A person that celebrates. It really is mindful. Life is busy, so honestly, it's no shame if you don't have time to even post an Instagram tribute to your pet on their birthday. But there's something to be said about the presence of mind it takes not only to put something on social media, but also to execute a whole celebration for your dog or kitty.
Mm-hmm.
They're gratitude oriented. This is interesting, I think. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal. Every self-help, no social media account and book ever. We're not knocking this advice, but people who give their pets extra love on their birthdays are either more naturally inclined towards gratitude or have rolled up their sleeves, done the work, and developed this trait over time.
Yeah.
It's good. And anthropomorphizing. Anthropomorphizing tendencies. Anthropomorphizing is a fancy word for attributing human qualities to pets like cats and dogs, to be clear. So many of us do this, and it's not 100% bad. Whatever, strengthens the emotional attachment, makes celebrations like, what does that mean? Does that mean talking to your animal like he's real?
I'll tell you what it means, but I'll also tell you that it is the number one thing that people want us to do at our office. Like, they want us to talk to their pet like they can understand what they're saying. Mm-hmm. They want us to, it is personification. Like that's really important to people. That's really important to pet people. So yeah, it's placing, human emotions and feelings on things that are not human.
There you have it. You learn a little something here on Darkside of the Pooch. Also some breaking news here on Darkside of the Pooch. I love this when we can break some news. This just came out from AL.com about an hour ago. Officials with Alabama Extension at Auburn University are letting pet and livestock owners know to be on the lookout for a brand new tick. It's a tick species spotted in Alabama, could raise health concerns. The Asian longhorn tick was found in Alabama for the first time last month on a dog in DeKalb County. Can reproduce sexually and asexually, meaning only one organism is needed to produce offspring. This thing is screwing everything, and yeah, it doesn't itself. It can go screw yourself. And the tick's female is capable of laying between 1,000 and 2,000 eggs, meaning there's a potential for rapid population growth. The Asian longhorn tick has a reddish-brown color all over its body, including its legs. You heard anything about this?
I have not heard about this.
You better.
This is breaking news within the last hour.
Yeah.
Last hour, I was eating lunch.
Yeah, last hour. That's the Alabama Extension at Auburn University. They're letting livestock and pet owners. Well, and just another reason why we talked about this. Now you can get this tick thing that lasts like a lifetime or something like that.
Yeah, but see, some of these ticks are not. It's really interesting. So, like, there is a. So there's a longhorn. I got longhorn on my brain. There's a lone star tick. There's a lone star tick, not longhorn. Both kind of associated with Texas, I would say. But so lone star tick, and some of these tick preventions, they don't work as well on that tick. They may not work for the full duration. So, like, for example, there are some preventatives that work really, really well against all ticks other than lone star ticks. So I hope that this Asian longhorn tick is not one of those ticks where the preventatives don't work super great.
Well, much like our antibiotics don't work as much as they used to, because we have gotten so used to taking them and we don't take them fully. As soon as people start feeling better, they stop taking their antibiotics. You have to think that the predators and or animals, insects, whatever, that are causing some of these things are going to start morphing into different ways to get their stuff out, right? I mean, eventually a tick's going to go, okay, there's something that kills us, boys. We need to do something. Oh, and asexual works. Let's do something where we don't even have to have sex with each other and we can get on these dogs in DeKalb County. No, I think it's very fascinating. I wanted to get your thoughts on on this what is it, the Hawks thing? What's this virus that the people got? First of all, why do all these viruses?
The hantavirus?
The hantavirus.
Yeah.
Why? First of all, why do all viruses seem to start on boats? Because didn't ships have all kinds of problems with COVID? Or was it just the fact that it was a great story because they couldn't get the hell off and they were stuck on that boat for months? But yeah, the hantavirus, and I can't figure out. And this one is this, where'd this come from? Was it started by a bat like the COVID thing? Do you know anything about this virus?
We learned about it in school, and it's spread by rodents, and it's spread in the excrements of rodents, and those can become aerosolized, and so people breathe them in, and it creates a respiratory problem. So it's not really spread from person to person, but it's spread from animal to person.
But it's not nearly spread as easily as COVID was.
I don't believe so.
Is what they're saying, which is great.
Because it's not person to person. So like COVID can be spread person to person.
Yeah.
So, that's really dangerous because we interact with people. We don't interact with rodents. So anything that's spread person to person is going to spread a lot faster than something.
I always remember. I remember reading a story. This is true. I remember hearing a story that you could actually get COVID if someone passed gas near you. And I was like, "Are we seriously?" I mean, that's how bad it was.
It's true. It's true because they're also breathing on you.
Yeah,
they're passing gas.
If you went in a public restroom and someone just flushed the toilet, that could give you COVID. I mean, I was like, "What in the world?" And it killed 1 million people in the United States. So we're not making light of this. Did you know anyone that died from COVID?
I mean, not personally, but you hear like, oh, well, I knew this guy and he was my uncle or whatever. Like, you know people secondhand. But I'm trying to think of if it, a celebrity or somebody that I didn't have a personal relationship with. No one died. But going back to your question about boats, the closer you are to something or someone, the more likely you are to catch something.
Yeah.
Like if that's why we did the whole social distancing thing. Well, on cruise ships, there is no social distancing. You have a small room that you're sharing.
Did you see the boat, by the way? That did not look like a cruise ship.
That small boat.
That looked like, I mean, I didn't even have a railing on it. It like you couldn't even walk on the outside of the boat. I don't know what kind of ship that was. Wasn't a Viking thing.
Minnow.
It looked like maybe like an old battleship or something they turned into I was like, what kind of cruise is that? I didn't know. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
But yeah, when you're in close quarters with things and people, you're gonna catch the things because that's what it takes. It takes proximity to things that have ailments to get them.
Yeah. I was watching the Queen story, Freddie Mercury, The Final Stage. It may have been called The Final Show, The Final Stage, The Final Show. Anyway, it was on the other night, and it was remarkable. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. I don't know how long it's been out, but it started at the minute he found out that he had AIDS or thought he had AIDS. That's where it started, which is great because we know everything that happened before then. And I talked about his sexuality, and Brian May was fantastic, and it was very, very candid. I look back on that, and one thing that really affected him was the death of Rock Hudson. Mm-hmm. At that point in time,
did he die of AIDS? Did Rock Hudson die of AIDS?
Yeah, he sure did.
He did.
Yeah. At that point in time, if you got AIDS, it was a death sentence. You were going to die. I mean, there was nothing. And now to see, I remember Magic Johnson. Do you remember we people wouldn't play basketball with him?
But he was really interesting, and it's really interesting that this came up this weekend. I was talking with my father-in-law about this because he was speaking at Stillman. He spoke at Stillman, so we saw him Sunday morning on the news, and so we started talking about that whole situation with him. And if you remember, Magic had something with his immune system, or there was made him a very rare case to where he was like a carrier and he never really got sick. It wasn't like medication and stuff. It wasn't the medication that is out now that saved him. It was the fact that he was like, I don't even know what the odds are, but the odds were pretty small that you were this person who could be exposed and then basically just be a carrier and never get, really sick from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, he didn't. I mean, I know he was treated for it, but I mean, he didn't miss a beat. And now you look back at it, and it's. I mean, obviously, it's a horrible disease. But now, there's pharmaceutical companies. You see an AIDS commercial on almost every day about treating people for HIV or whatever. It just goes to show that when we put our best people forward, you ever wonder if we put all of our best people together to try to solve cancer, you think we could get it done? I mean, the fact that we figured this COVID thing out in a year, right? I mean, we got it together and we said we're putting all of our resources into whatever it is and could not figure it out. And within a year, we figured that out. Do you think obviously there's a lot of money tied to cancer too. I'm not saying we're keeping cancer alive because it's a moneymaker, but we're keeping cancer alive because it's a moneymaker. There's so many things tied to cancer. I'm not saying it's going to sink an economy, and I'm not saying we're keeping it alive for sake of it, but it is taking an incredibly long time to figure out why we can't figure out a reason to beat this and the different types of cancer. But do you think if we put our best minds to it, we could get rid of it?
No, because COVID was just one thing. It was one virus that affected. I guess in a roundabout way, it affected multiple organs potentially, but really it was a single virus that affected your respiratory system. And cancer it's such a massive. It affects so many different organs.
Yeah.
It affects them in different ways. Some cancers are genetic. Some cancers are acquired. It's so multifaceted that it's not simple like COVID was simple. Cancer is incredibly complex.
Yeah.
And
true.
So no, I don't think so.
You're right. Yeah. Because there are so many different. Now, maybe if you got all doctors to work on one specific type of cancer, I know there's some pancreatic medicine that just came out that's supposed to, because it's a horrible type of cancer. And once you find out you have it, you're pretty much done. But I understand there's something that could prolong your life from 3 months to like 9 months, which is it's a long time. All right. Very interesting talk, man. It all came from ticks. So the haunts thing came from rats. Everything's pretty much animal born, correct?
It is on this show.
There you have it. There you go. All right, what's been going on in the office? Anything interesting going
on? Potentially, but it gives me a good platform to talk about something strange that doesn't happen a lot. Dogs, as they get older, they have some symptoms that are called polyuria polydipsia, and that's just a medical term for they pee a lot and they drink a lot. They're thirsty. So there's lots of different things that can cause that. Probably the simplest is kidney disease. Dogs and cats get older, their kidneys stop working great. Causes them to be thirsty and urinate more than they should. The body can also produce too much steroid, and that's a specific disease where the pituitary or the adrenal gland has a tumor associated with it. Tumor can be benign. It doesn't have to be malignant. And so that can cause them to be really thirsty, pee a lot. And then everyone knows about, there's another kind of category. Everyone knows about diabetes. Diabetes makes people and animals thirsty, makes them urinate a lot. So that's polyuria, polydipsia. But there's an interesting form of diabetes that doesn't affect the pancreas. So diabetes mellitus, which people and animals get, that affects the pancreas. So they're not making insulin. The pancreas makes insulin. So there's no insulin to help drive the blood glucose down to where it should be. So the insulin made by the pancreas is there so that the sugar in the blood goes to where it's supposed to go. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But there's another, and I don't know if this happens in people, maybe it does, but it happens in dogs. It's called diabetes insipidus. And it is a very strange disease. It's very difficult to diagnose. Basically, a diagnosis of exclusion. You have to rule out everything else that I just talked about first. Mm-hmm. And diabetes insipidus is so you have this thing in your body called antidiuretic hormone. And it's basically it tells your body to stop losing liquid. Like if you get dehydrated, your antidiuretic hormone kicks in and it will keep you from peeing because you need to reserve that water. Well, dogs can have a disease where they don't have that. So they will just drink and drink and drink and pee and pee and pee and pee. And I'm suspicious that one of our pets has this, but it's difficult to diagnose. It's very hard to diagnose and expensive to diagnose. You have to do what's called a water deprivation test. So you don't give them water for 12 to 24 hours. And you check their urine concentration over and over and over again, because theoretically their urine should start to become concentrated. Yeah. Okay. If you have antidiuretic hormone, eventually you're not going to drink water and your body's going to say, hey, we got to quit peeing here. We got to conserve this water. Yeah. But so that won't happen. The urine will consistently stay dilute. And then you have to give them exogenous ADH hormone. Well, that's ADH. I'd give them exogenous ADH. So like from a dropper, like you order it, it's it's not of their own body. So you give them that, and then you look to see if they'll concentrate their urine. And if they do, they have that. But there's a dog that is we think he may have it, but it's a very rare disease, and I don't know that I've ever diagnosed it. But we have a pet in here now that could have that. So
is it lethal?
Or just it's not lethal, but it's a very annoying disease, and it affects the quality of life of the animal and affects the quality of life of the person, because their dog is constantly thirsty and constantly urinating.
What was the issue with the dog we brought in that had a constant issue? It kept
your dog.
Yeah, and he lived. We ended up giving away, but we had to because he
had a ureter, so his tube that connects his kidney to his bladder, that tube was where it inserted into the bladder was past the sphincter of the bladder. So that urine that would go through that little tube, and it was supposed to collect in the bladder where there's a sphincter, and so the urine collects in the bladder, and you can hold your bladder. Yeah. Well, the problem is that his connection was too far down, and there was no sphincter there to hold the urine. So he just dribbled urine constantly.
Yeah.
Because that connection is supposed to be in the bladder, but his was actually in the urethra.
I would do anything for a dog, but I could not believe someone wanted that animal. I mean, it was constant peeing. It just dribbled pee everywhere.
Do you think that's what the Meatloaf song was about?
Oh, well, I remember scolding it because, I'm like, hey, it's time to go outside. And I take it outside and it would just come in and just pee right in front of me. And I'm like, what in the world is wrong with this? And then at that point we knew something was wrong with it, but I had never heard that before. So that's great. Yeah. All right. Tell people how they can find you, my man.
You can call us at 208-0301. That's 205 area code. Always leave the area code out. 205-208-0301. You can email us, rossbridgeanimalhospital@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook.
Brought to you by Sasquatch Toys and Comics. I just saw Seth earlier this week. He's fantastic. I love that guy, actually, late last week. Him and Ben, they do wonderful work. They have this crazy place with over 300,000 comics, Legos, Star Wars stuff, you name it, cards, you name it. Go in there, man. It'll take you back to the 60s and 70s and 80s. You'll have a hard time wanting to walk out of the joint. It's hilarious. It's great. It's fun, and you'll find something in there for somebody. So check out Sasquatch Toys and Comics. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you.
See you, bud.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.